this fancy steelbook here. I'm not 100% certain how I feel about the artwork on it, but it's not too bad, I guess. Kind of getting distracted now. Let's see. I haven't watched this copy yet. I'm also out of camera a little bit. Let's fix that. Here we go. So I haven't watched this yet. Well, I've seen the Terminator, but I haven't watched the 4K release yet because, well, it came out fairly recently. It came out like a month ago, maybe 2 months now. And as you're probably aware, Romantic Movie Month is coming up. That's the month of February. So I planned on watching this in February for Romantic Movie Month. If you're thinking Terminator and Romantic Movie Month, what's that all about? But I think this romance between Reese and Sarah Connor, those are two characters in the movie if you somehow haven't seen this, is worthy of Romantic Movie Month. I mean, there's a scene in the movie where, I don't remember exactly what Reese says to Sarah, but something along the lines of, I crossed oceans of time for you. Maybe it was just time. That's still really impressive. So if you're talking about crossing time for someone that you are deeply in love with, that's pretty romantic. I think you're part of Romantic Movie Month, so it's not like I'm arguing Commando here. Anyways, we got the two formats here, and normally when I get the 4K release of a movie, I end up getting rid of the Blu-ray release. I end up selling it or giving away, donating it. It really depends on how much effort I want to put in. And in this case, it's not because I've just been lazy. That's usually the reason why it may not have happened yet, but in this particular case, the Terminator, well, not the Terminator, but Terminator 2 has a 4K release. It's arguably the worst 4K release. It's definitely one of the worst 4K releases. I think you can argue it being like literally the worst 4K release. There's this thing called digital noise reduction, DNR, and you can use it to remove the grain from a movie. And it also removes detail when you remove the grain, because the detail is part of the film grain. It's like part of film. So Terminator 2, for the reason that virtually all the grain's been scrubbed away, so the characters look exceptionally waxy, and the color timing's a little bit different than what I'm used to anyways. I did see Terminator 2 in the theater, but I can't certainly remember the color timing from a movie. It came out 30 years ago. I can barely remember last week, so the the 4K release though did feel different to me. It definitely felt a lot cooler, the color temperature in it. So there's that aspect of the Terminator 2 Blu-ray being a far more enjoyable viewing experience than the 4K, so maybe that applies here as well. Also, James Cameron, the writer-director for the Terminator, he has some recent 4K releases. Aliens, True Lies, and The Abyss, respectively, and actually the Titanic before that. They weren't, I call them victims of DNR, but they utilize AI restoration techniques, and they're I don't think they're very great representations of the movies. Some of them more so, like True Lies has some really unusual eyes, and that movie is, well, if you haven't seen True Lies, it's probably not something that would get made today, but regardless of the story of True Lies, the movie itself has a lot of scenes that were out of focus. Not purposely, just due to the fact of some of the filmmaking at the time, and they weren't able to reshoot. So AI really struggles with that. I'm really digressing. We're talking about the Terminator. So anyways, I have the Blu-ray here because I haven't watched the 4K yet, and considering the previous releases that have come out through j.a.s.m.r, it's in my best interest to keep this copy until I know 100%. I feel really good about this version. I do know that the 4K release has the original restored mono, so that's really exciting because the sound effects were pretty different with the original release. So they've made some changes to them. Some may think for the better, some may not. The good thing here is that you have the original audio, so if you want to go back and hear what it sounded like when the Terminator was really blasting away at all those poor Sarah Connors, then you can go back and watch this one. And on that note, if you're not familiar with this movie, let's take a look at the back. So this came out in 1984, and I probably watched it in 1984. I was very young back then, but my mom didn't. She didn't really, well, I don't want to say she didn't know what I was watching because I probably watched this with her. She wasn't all that concerned about what I was watching. If it was too intense, then I'd just stop watching it. And that was that. So, what's funny about Terminator is that I remember it was okay for me to watch the Terminator, punch a hole in some punk who's giving him a hard time. But it was not okay for me to watch Sarah Connor and Reese share an intimate moment together, because Sarah Connor is topless for a little bit, and that was a moment where I had to cover my eyes. So fortunately, I turned out alright as a human being. Let's take a look at the back here. I know you can't read it because my camera can't focus, but I can certainly read. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is perfectly cast, according to the Los Angeles Times, as the fiercest and most relentless killing machine ever to threaten the survival of mankind. One moment, I need a drink of water. Okay. So he's the fiercest killing machine. A genuine steel metal trap of a movie. That's from the Hollywood Reporter. My goodness, okay. The Terminator fires an arsenal of thrills, intriguing plot twists, and heart-stopping suspense that never lets up for a minute. That's according to Leonard Maltin. Leonard Maltin, if you're not familiar, he's a movie critic, but he was up there with Siskel and Ebert when it came to prominence, where those are the hotshot critics, and they're on TV and what have you. In 2029, oh no, that's coming right up. Oh well. In 2029, giant supercomputers dominate the planet, hell-bent on exterminating the human race. I can believe it. And to destroy man's future by changing the past, they send an indestructible cyborg, a Terminator, back in time to kill Sarah Connor. Linda Hamilton plays Sarah Connor. The woman whose unborn son will become mankind's only hope. But can Sarah protect herself from this unstoppable menace to save the life of her unborn child? Or will the human race be extinguished by one mean hunk of mutant metal? That's from the LA Herald Examiner. One mean hunk of mutant metal. Okay, so this comes with 7 deleted scenes. Admittedly, I haven't watched any of those. Creating the Terminator visual effects and music in Terminator were retrospective. I'm not sure when this. Okay, well, it says it right here. This Blu-ray came out in 2006, so there's been a lot of versions of Terminator on Blu-ray, and this is the only version I've seen. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're all a little bit different presentation-wise. So if you're really interested in the Terminator, like really interested in the Terminator, you could probably Google what's the best Blu-ray of the Terminator, and there'll be a lot of nerds online talking about it. Alright, so, does that actually tell you what the movie's about? I guess it does to a certain extent. And if you were to compare them, Terminator and Terminator 2, going back to Terminator 2, my preference is probably the Terminator. Like, I think Terminator 2 has some of the most impressive action sequences, like in really any movie. But the aforementioned romance here with Reese and Sarah, I feel that is a stronger foundation than the relationship that is with the Terminator and, well, I don't want to spoil their John Connor, so since there's a sequel, he doesn't kill Sarah Connor. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the movie for you. I still enjoy the Terminator 2. I feel like it just has some shaky ground at times with its themes and what have you. Maybe I'll do a video about Terminator 2. I still love that movie. I'll watch it right now, so not that anyone's actually commenting on anything, but please don't comment about Terminator 2 and me not enjoying as much as this one. I still think they're both amazing movies. So we have the 4K here, and I don't. Does the 4K come with the Blu-ray? No, it does not. It comes with Arnold. So this doesn't even come with the Blu-ray. This was really expensive. Like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's my imagination, but I feel like movies recently, the MSRPs are more than they used to be. I haven't done any, data on that, but it certainly feels that way. And it doesn't even come with the Blu-ray. I'm not that upset about it because I already have the Blu-ray, but I'm just kind of used to them both coming with the 4K and the Blu-ray. So we have the inner artwork here. We got Arnold. He's got his leather jacket on, looking cool. Though I don't remember him being shirtless with a leather jacket. He's wearing the leather jacket when he's assaulting a police station in this movie. And maybe he's just wearing a leather jacket during that. I don't know. I'll find out during Romantic Movie Month. I also don't remember him wielding these combination of weapons here. And I've seen this movie a lot, but okay, maybe it's just some type of promo artwork, but I'm gonna pay attention to the scene when he's in the police station, and really take a look at the weapons he's firing. I don't remember this combination, but who knows? So put that back here. One thing about this steelbook that's not bad is the continuation image, so you may have noticed at first. Besides this one moment in time and maybe like two others, this is probably only when I'll be seeing it like this. It's going to be on the shelf, but hey, not bad. Why not? Alright, so that was the Terminator. Again, not much tapping. I kind of forget the tapping. I'll work on that. And thanks for watching.